This whole situation, and I guess new day and age with players when they want a new contract, when they want to get paid, this whole going on social media and leaking that the team might not be giving you the contract you want, or that you want to get more money than they're offering you, or whatever the case, it's kind of wild. Like, it's so common nowadays where it's like a team negotiating with a player, to hear a team and a player going back and forth and it doesn't leak out is almost impossible at this point. So Brandon Aiyuk has had a lot of beef, right, with the whole 49ers. He wants a new contract. They don't want to pay him what he wants. It's a back and forth type scenario here. Well, Brandon Aiyuk is going ahead and posting on TikTok the whole entire process this offseason. He just posted this yesterday. He's on the phone with Jaden Daniels, the second round draft pick for the Washington Commanders. And let me just let you listen up to what he has to say. Shout out to Pat McAfee Show for posting this.
He got me vlogging this shit.
Okay, so we're vlogging the whole thing.
What happened, bro?
They said they don't want me back. I swear.
Okay, so that's the.
So, as it says right there, he claims that San Francisco doesn't want him. And again, McAfee kind of breaks this down in the stream today, saying, well, maybe this is more or less like what he wants to get paid, what he thinks he deserves, what he thinks he is valued at. He isn't going to get that offer right now. And that's really what, him saying that they don't want him is they don't want him at what he is willing to play for. So, in theory, they don't want him because they're not going to give him the contract that he wants. Now, obviously, there's a lot of speculation now that he might go ahead and head over to Washington. Because if Jaden Daniels, their new franchise quarterback, who he has been very humble, by the way, saying that he is not a franchise quarterback yet, he needs to, get on the field, start playing, and really show off his talent before he can say that. If he's saying to Jaden Daniels, hey, man, like, they don't want me, and Jaden Daniels getting hyped up and like, oh, yeah, well, that potentially means you can come over here to Washington. It's a wild event. And, I mean, Washington has the cap room. They have $45 million to go and not only be able to pay not be able to pay Brandon Aiyuk, but with Jaden Daniels on a 4-year contract with that 5th-year option, they have all the money in the world, really, because they're not paying anyone big. They got rid of Montez Sweat last season. Again, on their offensive line, that's really where all their money is going to be kind of, put together. But even then, their offensive line, not that great. Scary Terry, he's going to get paid big boy money. But as long as you have that quarterback on a rookie contract, you can really do anything. I mean, you can really pay anybody. It's until you have to pay your quarterback. That's when things start to get a little shaky. But, I mean, hey, if you're San Francisco, you just drafted a new wide receiver at the end of the first round, which still very interesting pick. But you drafted a first-round wide receiver. You have a lot of options on your roster to really kind of move forward with. You have Christian McCaffrey. You're paying Brock Purdy nothing. They have the money to re-sign Brandon Aiyuk, but I just don't think they want to. And if they don't want to, then, yeah, situations could happen where he ends up going over there to Washington. And again, I think Washington will go ahead and pay him, especially because Washington's under new ownership. So that's another, the one thing that the new ownership wants to do is create as many splash plays as possible so fans start going to the games again, right? Because a lot of Commanders fans, they gave up on the Commanders. There is a huge part of Washington's fan base who are fans of the Redskins who are die hard, hail to the Redskins type guys. But there's also a lot who are just fed up and tired because of Dan Snyder. And they're like, we're just not doing this anymore. We're not going to the games. We're not supporting this team. New ownership, they need fans going to the game to make money. They need fans, buying the merch, sitting in the seats, right? So how do you make a splash play? Well, I mean, you go out there and get yourself you got yourself a franchise quarterback for the future, hypothetically speaking, again, if it works out. And then you also get another really great receiver. You got Scary Terry. You get another great receiver, Brandon Aiyuk. And you just build yourself a really dominant offense. You already got Brian Robinson coming back for another season. He's really good. I mean, sure. Listen, right? I spent 4 years in college to get a business degree. So I understand a lot about business, like a lot of different sides of business. And obviously, when it comes to business and negotiating, there's different things you can do to either gain leverage or you lose leverage. I don't really... See, I would say, like, in this situation, San Francisco really has no leverage when it comes to working out a contract because he's already made it known that he wants out. And he's already made it known to now the fans that it's over with. So right now, San Francisco, they have all the leverage as in the aspect that they can trade him wherever they want to. And they could really be a absolute stinker here and say, listen, we're not going to trade you to Washington. We're going to trade you to someone else who would give us the most amount of money. And we're going to refuse to give you, what you want because you went vocal and did what you did, right? They can do whatever the crap they want right now. Right now, is he on franchise tag? Or is he a free agent technically? 14 million. I think he's on franchise tag currently. He might not be. Trying to look up to see what his contract actually is. And it says he's on contract to the end of this season. So I think he's on contract to the end of the season. And then next season, off season, he will be a free agent. Yes, okay. So he's on contract until the end of 2024. So he has another year with San Francisco, no matter what. Like, he can't get out of that contract. So San Francisco has all the power to say, we don't care what you think. And now that you went out there, embarrassed us, and, created this stunt against us, the last team on God's green earth that you're going to is Washington. Like, they could do that if they wanted to. But they could also say, hey, Washington, we now know you want our guy. We now know our guy wants to go to you. So guess what? You're going to pay a haul. So there's always different ways you can look at things. But I'll be interested to see how this all goes down. Guess the NFC East is about to get better. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.